What if I told you there was a man who mastered painting, engineering, anatomy, architecture, and science, all at the same time? A man so ahead of his time that his inventions, sketches, and ideas foreshadowed the modern world centuries before it existed? That man was Leonardo da Vinci, a Renaissance genius whose mind knew no limits. But what made him different? What were the three habits that allowed him to achieve greatness in so many fields? Stick around, because this is the story of how Leonardo da Vinci saw the future before anyone else. Leonardo da Vinci was born in 1452 in Vinci, Italy, the illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman. From the start, he was curious about everything. Unlike most children, who simply accepted what they were told, Leonardo asked why. Why do birds fly? How do muscles work? What lies beneath the surface of the world? With no formal education in Latin or Greek, the standard for scholars at the time, Leonardo had to teach himself through observation. He spent hours watching the way water rippled in a stream, how birds maneuvered effortlessly through the sky, how light shifted across a landscape. His mind was too vast for one discipline. Science, art, engineering, he refused to choose just one. At 14, he became an apprentice in the studio of Andrea del Verrocchio, one of Florence's greatest artists. There, he learned painting, sculpture, mechanics, and even chemistry, a foundation that would fuel his unstoppable creativity. By his 20s, Leonardo was already surpassing his master. His talent was undeniable, and soon the world would witness the full extent of his genius. If Leonardo da Vinci had only been a painter, he still would have been remembered as one of the greatest artists of all time. His most famous works, The Last Supper and Mona Lisa, are timeless masterpieces. But what set them apart? When The Last Supper was unveiled, it wasn't just a painting, it was a cinematic moment frozen in time. The apostles weren't stiff figures. They moved, reacted, lived within the frame. And then, of course, came the Mona Lisa, the most mysterious, studied, and admired painting in history. What was she thinking? Was she smiling? Or was it a trick of the light? Leonardo's obsession with anatomy, his countless sketches of muscles and facial expressions, allowed him to create something no artist had before, a face that seemed to breathe. But painting wasn't enough for him. His mind was too restless. Leonardo da Vinci didn't just dream. He designed the future. In his notebooks, he sketched machines and ideas that wouldn't be built for hundreds of years. Helicopter, 500 years before its invention. Diving suit, a concept used in modern scuba gear. Self-propelled cart, a blueprint for the first car. Anatomical studies, far ahead of his time, revealing human body mechanics in detail. His notebooks contained over 13,000 pages of sketches and observations, proving that his mind never stopped exploring. But why did so few of his inventions get built? The truth is, Leonardo didn't just want to create, he wanted to perfect. And that perfectionism often left his projects unfinished. So what set Leonardo apart? 1. Unstoppable curiosity. Leonardo questioned everything. Why does water move the way it does? How do birds stay in the air? What makes a human body function? He wrote down thousands of questions and dedicated his life to answering them. His message? Never stop asking questions, because the moment you do, you stop learning. 2. Relentless observation. Leonardo didn't just read, he watched, studied, and experimented. He spent days dissecting human bodies to understand anatomy. He sketched people in motion, trying to capture the smallest details. He studied water, wind, and light, always searching for patterns. His ability to see deeply into reality gave his work unparalleled realism and accuracy. His lesson? Pay attention. The answers are all around you. 3. Fearless imagination. While others accepted the world as it was, Leonardo saw what it could be. He imagined flying machines, robotic knights, and city designs that wouldn't exist for centuries. He didn't let the limits of his time define him. His advice? Dream big. The world will catch up. Leonardo da Vinci wasn't just a painter, scientist, or inventor. He was the ultimate polymath, a man who refused to be defined by a single field. Today, his influence is everywhere. He died in 1519, but his ideas still shape the world today. So how can we think like Leonardo? 1. Stay curious. Ask questions about everything. Never stop learning. 2. Observe deeply. The smallest details hold the biggest insights. 3. Dare to dream. Don't let limitations stop you. The world needs visionaries. Leonardo da Vinci saw the future before anyone else, not because he had better tools, but because he had a relentless mind. Few people in history have ever matched the genius of Leonardo da Vinci. He wasn't just a painter. He wasn't just a scientist. He wasn't just an inventor. He was all of them, and more. His curiosity, observation, and imagination made him a man far ahead of his time, proving that there are no limits to what a human mind can achieve. And that's why his genius will never fade. What do you think was Leonardo's greatest invention or discovery? Let us know in the comments.